Good evening, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we will go straight over to those Bitcoin charts. So yeah, as you can see, Bitcoin has been doing a good job, to be honest, of holding this well, to be honest, I would say 11,000 range, but even the 11,200 holding this high line, holding the high line as I'll call it, doing pretty well here. So obviously stock markets had a bit of a sell-off into the close, which we'll have a look at in a second. But yeah, Bitcoin not doing so bad. Obviously we've got our OKX FUD that has pushed us down. If not, I do think we would probably be up about 11,800 now. But yeah, obviously we have got that to contend with. Not too sure why we're on a 10-hour chart, but yeah, on the 4-hour we can basically see the same thing on the 4-hour. So yeah, supporting quite nicely above this higher support area. So as I see it at the moment, apart from obviously 11k, we've got 11,200, we've got this level, and then we've got this level. So yeah, if we can get back above this 11,000, just over 11,400, then I think we're good for basically a break of the range to the upside. Obviously a break now below of 11,200 would probably give us the momentum to get through 11k, or at least give it a severe test. So yeah, and obviously if we do lose 11k, then well, we'll be coming down to 11.6, I'd guess. Maybe down to this level, extending this level along a bit. But yeah, would not really be looking too good. But yeah, so we are in a bit of limbo. It is now the weekend, so we're gonna have to do our own thing, cryptocurrency, without any sort of lead from the major markets. We'll have a look at those major markets. Yeah, as you can see, this is the rejection we saw into the close for stock markets. Yeah, I mean, as we were looking to try and get back establish above this horizontal here, we were swiftly rejected back into the zone. So not the worst thing for price action. If we can get supported here, move back up, obviously this will be on Monday, or even just play sideways in this range and then move back up. It is not the worst price action, in all fairness. Nasdaq having a little bit of a pullback, but I had kind of said in the Nasdaq, I think we'll just play out this range now for a while. Dollar index, how is the dollar index doing? As we can see, we obviously had the sell-off today, got below this horizontal, wicked back above, and are now getting supported by it. Obviously this coinciding with the move down in stocks. So yeah, I mean, just looking at this alone in isolation though, yeah, you can kind of see we tried to basically break into this lower zone, and we basically got brought back up, and now we're back above it. So yeah, I mean, obviously we've got a low, a higher low, and a higher low. We've got a high, and a high on this sort of mini trend. So yeah, I mean, this is, as you guys know, I said yesterday, is one of the most important levels for the DXY for me. We could just realistically call it 94. Get into the 94s, then we're in trouble. We are in trouble. Just to give us some leeway. Obviously, we can't call that level 94. It's clearly not 94, but yeah, give us some leeway. But yeah, if we get above 94, I think we are in trouble. So yeah, we do. I mean, we've got to at least play out this range, break it back down, and come down. Because if we do, like we nearly did today, but yeah, if we do get back above here, then I really do think that is not gonna spell good things for risk assets, which is obviously including Bitcoin dominance. I never really know too much what to make of this chart. I only really kind of look at this on a larger time frame to kind of see what is going on. It is not the most not constructive chart. I mean, you can see almost an ascending triangle forming. So what usually happens if volts go up, it will be obviously Bitcoin will be getting Bitcoin will be either having one of its big moves up or big moves down. So yeah, not that we can read too much into this, but it does look like we are doing a good job of arresting the fall. So we'll have to see whether we can then start to get a real move up, or whether this is just temporary and then we do get the break back down. Gold and silver, how are they doing? Silver first. Yeah, there or thereabouts. A bit of a meh day. Not really done a lot. Gold as well. Not really done a lot. Still operating inside of its triangle. as you can see. But I mean, I don't know how many times realistically we can test this without dropping. So we have got to get back above this well, around 1920, because if we don't, well, we are looking like we are going to drop this trend line, and realistically we'd probably be aiming for around this mid 1800s. So yeah, got to keep an eye on that. So yeah, over to the stochastic, see if they're giving us any indication. Obviously 4 hours started to come down now. Price action came down. So yeah, 4 action down, 4 hour down. So obviously that has the potential to turn back up again and help us out. 10 hour coming quite deep now, so 10 hour obviously could start to turn up at some point. 12 hour coming down. Obviously this is the cheat code. What level was it? We'll look at 1 o'clock. We'll look at 1 o'clock on we'll look at we'll just look at, we don't need to, we can just put it here, can't we? Yeah, was it that one? Yeah, so realistically, it didn't quite call the top. Obviously we did get a bit of a big candle up. I mean, unless you looked at it on this candle, which you could do. As you can see, that corresponds with there. But yeah, obviously 12 hour usually is a good indicator. It is coming down. It can easily get us down to 11k with this coming down further. So we've got to keep an eye on that potential trend line coming in there. But yeah, or is it going to just end up being a bullish reset? We shall have to see. Daily looking like it's got some downward pressure to give us as well. 2 days starting to curl a little bit back over now. 3 day and 5 day. Oh, not looking too bad. God, I'm tired. It's quite late here. It's tomorrow here now. So as in it's gone midnight. But yeah, so this weekend I always say what does that even mean? I usually say the same thing. We're just looking for sideways over the weekend. Potential drifting up, drifting down, maybe even coming testing 11,002 again, maybe getting up to 11.5. I just would expect a drifting around this range. If we do start to get a downward bias to the drifting, maybe come down and test 11k, but I wouldn't necessarily expect it to get broken over the weekend, or 10,500 considerably broken up, unless obviously they bring out the stimulus announcements or anything over the weekend. But yeah, so that is realistic what we're looking at here. Sideways for the weekend. If I had to have a bias, it would actually be to the downside here, and it has been, to be honest. This whole time we've been waiting for a back test of 11k. It does look like we are set up to potentially get it now, so obviously we've then got to hold it. If this is any sort of swing failure above out of this pattern, then we will not be in a good place. So there we go, guys. Remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you guys in the morning.